Hi, my name is Candy, and today I'll be going over the opacity expression to animate a 2D picture made in Adobe Illustrator to speak. The opacity expression can be used on a main illustration of a character for animation by using various mouth illustrations, such as an open mouth and closed mouth over the original illustration, where the mouth would be that the opacity of a mouth illustration is either 0 or 100% depending on the volume of the audio track. When the volume is higher than a certain amount, for example 0.5, the open mouth illustration becomes visible with an opacity of 100%, while the closed mouth illustration becomes non-visible with an opacity of 0%. Likewise, when the volume is lower than 0.5 or non-existent, this open mouth illustration is hidden to our eyes by lowering the opacity to 0 and enabling the closed mouth illustration over the head drawing to be at 100% and thus visible. This creates the illusion of a 2D character speaking because the opacity of each different illustrated layer mouth position becomes visible or transparent depending on the resonating audio amplitude of the audio track. The first step to doing this is to create the text instructions or expressions that will follow these rules. The opacity expression of the layer of interest, in this case open mouth closed mouth position, is first paired to the audio amplitude slider. Thus, the resulting number, or the volume of the audio to its degree of opacity, becomes the variable. This is the number that will be changing and we want our object to follow its changes. We set this variable by writing x equals. We then add a semicolon to separate the next statement. Now, using the closed mouth as an example, the next statement we would like to make is if x, the audio level, is less than 0.5, then the opacity of this layer will be 100. This means that the closed mouth layer will be 100% visible when the audio level is less than 0.5. The next statement we write is if the volume is not less than 0.5, the opacity of this mouth layer will be 0, and therefore it will not be visible. We can copy and paste this expression to the second open mouth layer, but to avoid two mouth layers appearing fully visible, we add the statement that if x is less than the previous mouth layer's audio value, which was 0.5, the opacity should be 0. We will also change the x to be less than 2. Thus, each mouth layer will be visible only at a different volume level. In this case, mouth 1 will be visible at or lower 0.5. The second mouth layer will be visible at a volume level of 2 or lower, but not visible when lower than 0.5. The third mouth layer will be visible at volume level of 6 or below, but not below 2. The fourth volume layer will be visible at or below 20, but not below 6. This saves a huge amount of time when animating the mouth of a 2D character, as the process has now become automated rather than having to input each keyframe with an illustrated mouth layer. And here's a look at the final product. Finally, Candy created me, and now I can talk too!